Running a business can feel like juggling 1,000 tasks at once, keeping track of projects, managing teams, meeting deadlines, and so much more. It very easily gets overwhelming. But what if you had a single tool to bring order to this chaos? I have created the ultimate business management system inside of Notion. Easily manage your projects, tasks, clients, invoices, and a lot more all in one place. You can grab this template from the link in the description, and with that out of the way, let's get started. So this is the main dashboard. Here on the left side is the navigation panel, and on the top are the action buttons to quickly carry out functions. The navigation panel is divided into 6 categories. Work, which includes projects and tasks. Sales, which is where inventory and order tracking occurs. Finances, which is where all of your incomes and expenses are. Then we have the team section where you can manage your team, events calendar, holidays, and so on. Then we have the client CRM, and next we have the marketing side of the business, which includes the content planner and the ad tracking. Next, we have a place to store documents, resources, track company and employee goals. So let me give a quick overview of the dashboard before jumping into each of the pages. Here we have our team members. Each member has individual pages where they can find projects, tasks, and other things related only to them. This auto-populates once you create a new template. You can add employee salary and their hourly rate, which will be used to track project labor cost based on the hours worked recorded in the timesheet. Going back, we have a project section. We can see the progress, timeline, and status. Then we have the task databases. Here we have different views named today and tomorrow. You can see the assignee of the task and the project that is related. You can also see your overdue and unscheduled tasks. Simply dragging and dropping them into today view, you can easily reschedule them. Then we have the timesheet databases for employees to add time entries so that labor cost per project can be calculated. You can manually input duration or add the start and end time to auto-calculate it. Next, we have the agenda events calendar. Here you can see all your meetings, team events, and business events by date. You can create new event, connect it to clients, and add team members so that it shows up in their pages as well. Next, we have the clients database, where you can store client information, check project progress, connect them to companies, and track them using the client status pipeline. On the left side here, we have some minimal views of the current month finance report, upcoming meetings, departments, and company goals. Now that we have covered the main dashboard, let's go into individual pages and check it out in detail. Now let's move into the project management side of the business OS. The projects contain tasks and the tasks contain time entries. This hierarchy system ensures accurate labor cost to be determined based on the number of hours put in by the employees. So each project can consist of multiple tasks. So for example, if we go ahead and open this web design project, we'll see that it contains 3 different tasks, and each task can have separate time entries by different employees. So for example, if we go ahead and open this particular task, we can add a time entry here, which is a new time entry. We can add the employee that made this time entry, and we can manually add the duration, or we can automatically calculate the duration using the start and end time properties right here. Let's go ahead and add a manual time entry. So as you can see, the total labor cost automatically is calculated based on this time entry for these particular tasks. So let's go back. So for example here, now we have added a new time entry. Here you can see that we have added 100 minutes duration of a new time entry, which automatically calculates the total labor cost, which is then added into the total labor cost of this particular project. What's awesome is that this labor cost is automatically allocated to that particular person. So once you are going to pay that particular person, you will see their balance shown up in their dashboard. So for example, if I go into this employee dashboard, you can see the payment due automatically updates based on the hours put in by that particular employee. You can see the project progress, the task ratio, the actual cost of the project which you will be charging the client, and the total labor cost that you have spent. A profit is automatically calculated based on the client payment and the actual cost and the total labor cost. Now let's go into the task page. In the task page, you can see all of your tasks grouped by projects, the assignees, the timeline, and the due status. You can also see different views like today, tomorrow, in progress, and by status. You can also see your overdue and unscheduled tasks. You can simply drag the overdue task into this calendar to easily reschedule them. And similarly, we have a timesheet view as well, where you can see all of your timesheets, the timesheets that occurred today, yesterday, and the timesheets by task. So now that we have covered the projects area of the business OS, let's go into the finance section. We'll come back to the sales page later on. So the finance section, as I already told you a bit about it, the total labor costs for the projects are automatically calculated and allocated to each of the individual employees. So for example, if we go ahead into our salaries page, we can see the employee view and the monthly salary of those particular employees, the salary status. If it is paid this month, it will automatically say that it's paid. If it's not paid, then it will tell you that the salary is due, the pay per hour of that particular employee, the latest payment date, and the due payment amount. So this due payment amount is directly taken from the labor cost of each employee, and then we have the paid amount sum and the total tasks pay. So this is the total amount of money that you paid that particular employee, and this is the hourly rate that is due for this particular employee. Here you can see your recent payments, your current month payments, and so on. And then you have the current month report section as well right here. So if we go ahead and make a payment to this particular employee, let's go ahead and make a payment. Here as well, you can see the amount of money due and the salary status. Now, as you can see, it automatically says that the salary is paid this month, and the due payment amount automatically goes to 0. So this is how you can easily pay your teams through this particular. So this is how you can easily pay your teams. You can also see that the current month report automatically updates to show the increase in our expense. Now let's go ahead into our expenses database. So in the expenses database, you have categories. So these, you can set monthly budgets to these categories, which automatically update every month. You don't need to do anything for that. You can see that we just paid this salary payment to our employee Jade here, and it automatically shows up right here. And what you can do is you can also see that we have a lot of other expenses as well. So we can add inventory restock, which I will talk later in the sales page, sales area. And we can also run ad campaigns and business expense. Everything is monitored effectively and organized into one system. And you can also see the current month report, the total incomes, the total expenses, the salary payments, inventory restock expenses, the ad campaign expenses, and your balance. So you can also see the calendar overview of your expenses here as well. And if you open a particular expense, you can see the platform, the amount, and so on. Now let's head over to our incomes page of the Business OS. So there are 3 types of incomes: general income, which can be literally anything; invoice payments, which is like the client invoices. So you have a project that you create an invoice on and then send to a client, which then pays that particular invoice. You can track that invoice payment right here, and you can also track order payments like here. So for example, you have physical goods that a customer buys, you have shipped them that product, and then the customer has paid you, and you can record that payment here as well. So this is from the physical product business pages, which we'll come back to later on. So to create an invoice payment, you can directly create it from here. You can create it from project pages. So for example, inside a project page, you can create a new invoice from here, or you can just go to your invoice pages inside from the navigation area. You can go to the invoice pages, and you can see that we have 2 invoices already there. So if you open a particular invoice, you'll see that you have 2 options. You can create a new invoice, or you can upload a new invoice. So if you create a new invoice, it will give you something like this. So this is your company information and billed to a particular client. So where this information is coming from is, if you see in the invoice page, you can connect clients, you can connect projects, you can set the status of the invoice. For example, if you go ahead and select it as draft, then you will see that the status of the invoice automatically changes and says it's overdue. Why? Because the payment date has exceeded, right? So you can see the project cost for this project, and you can see the base price. So you can see the project cost of this project that we connected here, and you can add the amount that the client needs to pay. So for example, let's go ahead and add a $500 amount, because the project cost is $500, and that's it. So now that we have added the project cost and we have added the amount, we can go ahead into the invoice page here, and we can add the service and the total price. If you see this here, this red button here, this is what is telling you what the project cost is. So for example, here you can see the total project cost is $500. So you can just go ahead and input that information into this services area. This comes empty, so this is not filled up initially. So you just have to copy the information from this area right here and then add it to this area, and it will automatically calculate the total price. And then you can send this invoice to your client by downloading it as a PDF file. So now, because our invoice is as a draft, if we go back to our reports, we can see that the total income is $2,010. But if we go ahead and move this invoice to paid status and see our reports, you can see that the information automatically updates. So this is how you can easily manage your invoices and income in a very connected system. Next, we have the reports page. So inside the reports page, you will see your current month reports, your yearly reports, and all of your monthly reports. So to create a new month, you can use this quick action button. And then in the incomes and expenses databases, you just have to make sure that you connect the data entry to a month so that it appears inside the monthly report. So that's how you can manage your finances. And then you have the proposals and the contracts. So for each project, you can create a new proposal. To create a new proposal, just simply click here, connect it to a client, connect it to a project, connect it to a project, and connect it to an invoice if you have one, and click on this button. It will automatically create a new proposal. You can add your services, you can add your total price, you can add the deliverables, the timeline of your deliverables, and you can send this proposal to your client who can easily see it by downloading it as a PDF or inviting the client to this page. Similarly, you have a contracts page. You can create a new contract, connect it to a client, and connect it to a project as well. You can upload the document right here so that you never lose a particular document and everything is connected in one place. Next up, we have the employee and team management system. Here you can see all of your employees. You can see the employees by department. So each department contains a particular employee. If we open that particular employee, you can see the departments, their role, the monthly salary, joining date, email, task list, the latest activity, payment status, and the holiday status, and so on. So each employee has separate individual pages, as I already mentioned before, which he or she can use to manage their task effectively in one place. Next, let's go ahead into our notice board. So this is a notice board, so you can create team notices and connect it to a departments. If you leave a particular department empty, it will show up in all of the department pages. But if you add a particular department, it will only show up in that department page and only show up in the pages of the team members that are connected to that department. So for example, if I go into the employees and see this particular team member, you can see that this team member is in the management department. So if I have a notice connected to the management department, it will show up in his page right here. So let's go ahead and see and add a notice board to management department. And as you can see, if you go back to the employee page, you can automatically see that the team notice, the department notice automatically appears inside this page as well. So this is how you can communicate with your employees and send them notices based on departments. Next, we have the events calendar. So this is where meetings, your client meetings, team meetings, business meetings, etc. take place. All of the events are appeared inside this calendar. You can filter it by meetings and other events. So if you have an upcoming meeting, it will show up right here. To create a new meeting, just simply click this plus icon on any of the respective dates. Opening a meeting, you can add the main topic, the type of the meeting. You can see business team, team dinner, team vacation, and other types of meetings. You can add the date of the meeting and set reminders. So if you go ahead and set a reminder, it will ping you on your mobile phone, send you a notification there so that you know when your particular meeting is. You can set the priority. You can invite team members. You can connect it to clients, projects, and so on. Next, we have the team holidays. So here you can see all of the team members that are on particular vacations. So each team member has a limited number of days for the vacations. For example, if I go into this particular team member, you can see that the total holidays allocated to this team member is 28 days and the holidays left is 13 days. Why? Because this particular team member went on a holiday for 15 days from May 31 to June 15. If I go ahead and extend this date from this calendar right here, it automatically calculates the new number of days and tells you that the employee is on vacation. Next, we have the asset management system. So in the asset management system, you can include all of your business assets and who is using them, your warranty status, and it will automatically give you the warranty ending date and the value. You can also record the value of that particular asset as well. Next, we have the clients and companies, the CRM of the business OS. Here you can track your clients. You can use the client status pipeline. If you open a particular client page, you can see the projects, invoices, proposal, and contracts related to that particular client. You can easily go ahead and create a new proposal, create a new invoice, create a new contract for this for any client. This page automatically fills up when you create a new client. So for example, if you create a new client, it automatically fills up the databases required, and you can just quickly go ahead and create a proposal and then connect it to invoices as well. Here you can add the client information. You can track the days in pipeline. You can also see the project completion rate as well. So this is how you can manage your client status pipeline. You can also group clients by companies. So each of the client can be grouped into companies and so on. If the client does not have a company, you can simply group it into this individual category right here. Next, we have the content planner. So this is the social media side of the business. So here you can run ad campaigns. You can track your social media posts. You can see the progress of the particular social media platforms. You can add as many platforms as you want. You can also add blog posts. So for example, here you can see we have two types of blogs here. You can see the status, the upcoming publishing date, the overdue date, and the published date of your content. So as you can see, we have 3 posts that are overdue. You can select the type of the post. You can see the stage. So if it's idea, draft, in progress, filming, editing, ready, scheduled, publish, and so on. And you can also add a publish date on which it automatically calculates the status as well. If you open a particular post, you can input information right here. So you can add headings, and you can add title, body, and so on. So this is how you can easily manage your social media. You can add a new platform using this quick action button, or you can also quickly input a content idea using this button right here. Next, we have the ad campaigns. Now, the ad campaigns is connected to the expense database. As I previously mentioned, inside the expenses page, you can see that we have ad campaigns connected to it. So if we go into the ad campaigns, we can run ad campaigns on different platforms, set the amount, set the date, the ad campaign running date, and select the month. So the month is essential because it will automatically add it into the monthly reports. So as you can see, the ad campaigns is added to the monthly reports. So once you create a new ad campaign, you will see the timeline. You can easily see the campaign status. So if the campaign is not yet started, you will automatically see it as planned. If it's running or if it's completed, you can connect it to your categories. You can track monthly budget, monthly ad spending budget, which will automatically update, and it will tell you if your ad spending is in budget or not. You can also see a calendar view of your different ad campaigns. You can also use different platforms here. So for example, this can be on YouTube, for example, and so on. So you can add as many platforms as you want. You can see your running ads, your planned ads completed, and so on. Next, we have the documents area. So here you can store your documents, your company documents. You can store your SOPs so that your team members can easily come here and see any required information that they can benefit from. Next, we have notes and resources databases. Here you can add your resources. You can connect them to projects. So for example, if you have a resource, you can connect them to projects so that when you are working on a particular project, you always have that particular resource in hand. You can group that resource by topics. You can add the link. So clicking on this link automatically takes you to the web page. You can add the type of the resource and group them by topics. Similarly, you can add your notes. You can connect notes to topics as well so that it is organized effectively in one place. Next, we have the OKR goal tracker. So this is objectives and key results goal tracker. So here you will see all of your goals. So there can be two types of goals, your company goals and each individual employee goals. So this is the company goals here. And here we have the employee goals. So for the employee goals, you can go ahead and select a team member. So you can go ahead and select an employee so that it shows up in his or her dashboard. So for example, if we go into the employee page, you can see that the employee goals automatically appear inside their page, individual pages. So these are the employee goals, and to see them in one place, you can go into the OKR goal tracker page and see them in one page as well. If you open a particular goal, you will see the key results related to that particular goal. So once you are done with that particular key results, you can just come here and click this complete button, and it will automatically upgrade your progress. So let's go ahead back to the dashboard. So now let's go ahead over to the physical side of the business. So here inside the sales area of the navigation panel, you will see there are two pages, products and order page. So if you go into the products page, we'll see that you have the inventory of your products. So these are the products that you are selling physically. So these are physical products that need to be stocked somewhere. So as you can see, we have physical products, we have the supplier, the category, the company, the cost per item of the project, days since last purchase. This is automatically calculated, inventory value, latest purchase, number of orders, and so on. Here you can see the profit of this product as well. Then you can see the order history and the restock history of this particular product. So if you go down, you will see that you can restock items. So if you go into the detailed view of the inventory, you will see that the quantity available is 230, right? So this automatically is calculated according to the restock quantity. So if you add a particular quantity here, it will automatically change this one right here. So if we, for example, if we go ahead and change this 150 to 300, it will automatically update the purchase amount as well. So this restock database is actually connected to the expenses database. And so once you purchase a particular item, it will automatically add the cost of the purchase into the expenses. So how it determines the cost of the purchase is by considering its cost per item of the product. So this is the base price that you are buying the item from the supplier, and this is not the price that you are selling the item for. So this is how you can go ahead and create an expense. Then if you are satisfied with the total purchase amount, you can just click this button right here. It will automatically create an expense related to that particular purchase. So if we go ahead and change it to 150 again, you will see that the quantity automatically updates. Now, how does the quantity is reduced? So the quantity of a particular product is reduced by making orders. So for example, if we go ahead into our orders page, you can see that you can easily make an order. You can track the invoice status, you can track the order status. So the order status is preparing, in delivery, or shipped, and you can add the client and the amount of the value that you're charging the client. And the product, you can select the product and it will tell you a base price. So this base price is actually based on the cost per item of the product that you have set inside the inventory. And then it automatically calculates your profit and adds it into your report. Now that's how you can easily manage your orders. It also tells you the total weight of the order for shipping purposes as well. So this is how you can easily track your orders. So once you add the quantity here, it automatically reduces that particular quantity from your inventory, and you can then track the inventory status as well. So if it's in stock, low stock, and so on. And you can also see the number of orders for each particular product as well. You can go ahead and add suppliers. So suppliers act as like contractors that you are like purchasing the item from. You can add their description, address, and the total amount paid. You can also see the total amount paid that you have like paid to that particular supplier in order to purchase that product. You can also see your purchases history here for this particular supplier. So that's how you can manage your inventory of products. You can also use these quick action buttons right here to quickly add a new supplier, quickly restock an item, and then you can go ahead into your orders page and quickly create a new order and send your client an invoice based off that particular order. So this is how you can manage your orders. And if you go into the expense database, you will also see that the inventory restock entry automatically appears here, and it is detected from your account. And you also have a specified category for your inventories. You can set monthly budgets on that, and it will automatically calculate the amount of money that you have spent this month. So this is basically what is packed inside the Business OS. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can email me on my email, which will be provided in the description. All the links for the template will be available inside the description. You can go ahead and check it out in more detail. And that's it. I hope you like this video, and see you guys in the next one. Cheers.